In this video, we are looking at one of the earliest and most widely used architectural patterns in software history, the two-tier client-server model. It is the foundation on which more modern layered architectures were built, and understanding it clearly will help you reason about why those later patterns exist at all. Before networked architecture existed, all software ran on a single machine. The screen, the business rules, and the data were one undivided mass. When a business grew and needed multiple users to share the same data, that single machine model broke down immediately. The pressure was real. How do you give many clients access to shared data without duplicating everything or introducing chaos? Think of it this way. In a two-tier fat client model, the client application is like a chef who does all the work at your table. It handles everything: the presentation, the business rules, the decision-making, and it fetches what it needs directly from a central pantry, which is the database. The pantry just stores things. All the intelligence is in the chef, not the pantry. The two-tier model splits the system into exactly two layers. The top tier is the fat client, fat because it carries both the presentation layer, meaning the user interface, and the business logic layer, meaning the rules and decisions of the application. The bottom tier is the database server, which is responsible purely for storing and retrieving data. There is no middle layer between them. The client talks directly to the database. When a user interacts with the application, say clicking a button to look up a customer record, the fat client first applies any local business rules such as validating the input. It then constructs a SQL query and sends it directly across the network to the database server. The database executes that query and returns the raw result set. The client receives that data, formats it, and displays it to the user. There is no intermediate service or application server in this path. The two-tier model earns its place in small, controlled settings. There is no middle tier to build or maintain, and the single network hop keeps things fast and simple. But as soon as your system grows, the costs compound quickly. Every client machine holds a copy of your business rules, so a rule change means redeploying every client. Worse, each client holds a direct database connection, which means the database gets overwhelmed as soon as you have more than a few dozen users. Two-tier architecture is a reasonable starting point when your user base is small, your clients are machines you own and manage, and the business rules are straightforward. The moment you anticipate growth in users, frequent rule changes, or a need to expose your data through a web browser or mobile app, that is your signal to introduce a middle tier and move toward a three-tier design. Think of two-tier as a foundation, not a ceiling. To summarize, in a two-tier fat client architecture, the client tier carries the full weight of both presentation and business logic, while the database tier is purely a data store. The direct SQL connection makes it simple and fast, but it also couples every client tightly to the database schema. When your system grows, more users, more complex rules, or a need for centralized control, that coupling becomes the reason to add a third tier between them.